Dom, it's been a while since Wazoo's played in the Rose Bowl. Kind of excited to get down there.
Oh yes, oh yes. I'm always excited to go home and play in front of family, friends that don't get to come up here and see me play.
But by kickoff, you won't care. But does the building itself have any mystique or anything like that?
No, no,
You don't care.
no, not at all. I just go out there and just warm ups, cool, get ready for the game.
So what is it about these slant routes that makes you so good at them?
I don't know. I mean, my biggest thing is I'm more of a deception. Make the DB think I'm going one way, then wait until he bites or something, and just take off. So I mean, it's more of a how far forward can I get him before I have to break on it.
And how do you do that?
I don't know. I mean, it's just natural. I mean, I just see it and then it just happens. I mean, I can't really explain it.
Do you ever fake Luke out?
Occasionally in practice, sometimes he's like, "You're supposed to be here." Then I'm like, "Hold on, you have to wait for me." But it rarely happens. I mean, me and Luke are on the same page most of the time.
Well, because a lot of the time, your guys' reps, it's just running to green, right? There's not kind of a defined yard line you have to get to.
Yeah, just run to open space.
I imagine that kind of takes longer to get on the same page with a quarterback.
It depends. I mean, you have a clock in your head, 1,000, 2, 1,003, before, the quarterback's going to have pressure. So, I mean, it's just how fast can you get there without giving it up?
Dom,
Oh, my bad.
Dom, during the Arizona State game, it seemed like there were a lot of yards after catch to be had by all of you guys. Was that something you guys saw in the film room, that you'd have an opportunity to have a lot of yards after catch?
Yeah, Arizona State is a great defense. I mean, they're very aggressive. They do cover very well. So, I mean, if you make one person miss, I mean, it was big yardage to be gotten. So, that was our biggest thing, was just make one person miss.
Teams in the Pac-12 have been playing a lot more zone defense this year. Is that kind of annoying for you, not having so many just man-on-man matchups?
I mean, I really don't pay attention to what type of defense they really run, because it doesn't change our routes. I mean, it's, can you get your release? That's our biggest thing. Are they aggressive? Are they not? But zone, man, I mean, we really don't pay attention to that.
How is it? When and how did Luke kind of take that next step forward?
He's always have. I mean, slowly but surely, throughout, especially fall camp, he's became more of a leader. I really look up to him, even though I'm older, but, I really do look up to him because he's so composed. Even when times are hard, he just sits up in there. He'll deliver the ball. I mean, that's his biggest thing. He's going to deliver. And he's really taken a leadership role, especially to us outside receivers.
There were a couple times this year when he took a really vocal leadership role, before Rutgers in that final drive, where he said something. Anything like that against Arizona State?
Oh, yeah. Him and Gunner on the sideline. Our first two drives, we came out, flat. We didn't really move the ball. I mean, but we got to the sideline, they got fired up. And then, we just started moving the ball progressively. They said, just do what we do in practice,
So, a guest in the back.
What's the look you give opponents when you overpower them with your ratchet activity?
The look I give him is the same look I give you.
Okay.
That was Shea Palacio, the guest question. All right, back in the room.
Dom, this year it seems like you guys can be down, but you always fight back. You always are resilient. What have you seen, I guess, differently on this team this year, maybe than in years past, in terms of that resiliency?
Effort. I mean, and then what Coach talked about, playing the whole 60 minutes. I mean, he incorporates that in practice. I mean, especially at the end of practice when your legs are tired. Practice is almost ending, so you only got a few more plays. But he really pushed us to play really 60 minutes of full game. I mean, we still haven't played our best game yet. I've seen it in the film, seen it on the practice field. So as long as we get better week by week and keep playing the full 60 minutes, I mean, sky's the limit for us.
For you and your time here, do you feel like that's a sign of maturity for this program?
Oh,
the way you guys
yeah.
have been playing this year?
Oh, yeah, a lot more maturity.
Was that maturity something you really saw come together in the off season, or is it something that's developed over the course of the season?
It actually started during midnight maneuvers. A lot more people stepped up to be more vocal. Like, hey, this is going to be our standard from now on. Live up to it, and it just carried on through weights, through spring ball, and especially summer workouts. I mean, everybody needs to be accountable for their job. I mean, adversity is going to hit. We know that. Mistakes are going to happen, but push through it and just keep playing. I mean, I'm a man, you a man. That's how we figured out. I mean, you have to beat the person across from you.
Were there a lot of what's the number of pink shirts during midnight maneuvers this year compared to the first couple years?
Well, me personally, I didn't get any pinks. You know, past years I probably had like one or two, but it was a lot less. A lot less. Yeah, a lot more black shirts, and then every midnight maneuver we raised the bar on, to get a black shirt, and people, what I'm saying, excel to it.
Coach Leach in his book talks a lot about stuff they do to keep people on track with academics. Has there been much of that since he's gotten here? Even those first few years, has he carried that over from Tech?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, coaches are always on you, texting you. Make sure you get to class. Did you get your assignment done? The coaches know what our assignments are, and they trickle down to us to where, hey, I'm going to be on you until you get it done, no matter what. And then our advisors is always texting us 24/7. Sometimes I got to put my phone on do not disturb, just so I don't have to hear them. But yeah, they do a great job with academics.
Have they done any of those runs through campus with a coach, like talking history at you or anything?
Not yet. But you hear Leach's stories all the time. About what he did at Tech to people, and low-key scares us a little bit. Which helps a lot. With academics, because you don't want to be that guy. Doing what he calls Tower of London. Going to each one of your class. Carrying a bag or something. I mean, but it does help out with academics a lot.
I'm not going to ask you to name names, but have you seen people doing the Tower of London?
Nah, me personally, I haven't. I get my job done, go home. That's me, in and out.
Cool.
Dom, a couple weeks ago, Coach Leach talked about that despite you being a senior, you were probably one of the most improved players throughout the season so far. What have you done to improve your game?
I've gotten a lot bigger, put on a lot more muscle mass. But other than that, I mean, my mindset is more on the guy across me is not going to win no matter what. I mean, 10 out of 10, I want to win. I mean, especially with Gabe Marks coming back, his competitive edge, me and him be going at it in practice, who get the most catches. So, I mean, it helps a lot, having him.
How much of it is also the game kind of slowing down now that it is, your senior year?
It really hasn't slowed down too much. I mean, I'm just out there playing ball. I mean, out there laughing, loving it. Especially last game, got to play against my best friend. But, just enjoying life.
What's it like for some of the California guys on this team to go back home and play? Is it even kind of a chip on their shoulder at all going up against UCLA, USC, maybe a team that didn't necessarily recruit them out of high school?
I mean, it wouldn't be a chip. I mean, it's more of everybody's just excited to play in, like, their hometown. Like, that's all you hear about. Oh, I can't wait to get back to Cali. But our biggest thing is we still got to stay focused. I mean, improve every week. But it's a lot of hype going back to California right now.
What do you know about UCLA? What have you guys seen so far on film? What kind of stands out?
I haven't really seen film, but from the games I watched, they're a great defensive team. They're fundamentally sound, a lot of talent. So it should be a good game.
8.5-point underdogs. You guys like that role? You like to be the underdog going into that?
Personally, I really don't pay attention to underdog. I mean, it's a team versus team. Anybody can win. Who's going to be the one to play 4 full quarters is how I see it.
Do you have a lot of people going to the game?
I actually do. I got a lot of family members, and then people from my old high school is actually going to go to the game, and my church back home also.
Do you have any idea what the number's going to end up being?
No, I have no clue.
Any questions on the line for Don Williams?
Hey, Don. Well, when you look back at when you joined this team in 2011 and now, what do you think is the biggest? Where do you think you guys have progressed the most as a program?
Probably with team bonding. I mean, we all hang out with each other now. I mean, in the past years, I'll be, with Marquise or somebody like that, just like a receiver group. And then now, I hang out with Gunner, listen to some country music sometimes, a little bit of techno. I hang out with our D linemen, all the poly boys. I mean, as a collective whole, I mean, we're a lot stronger.
When do you think that started? Like, who started that, trying to get everybody more closer and to hang out together more frequently outside your position groups?
I think it probably started a year ago with some of the underclassmen. I mean, like Jeremiah Allison, just getting together, watching movies, going bowling together. So I think it started with him, Gunner, and, the senior class also.
Is there anything else that sticks out to you, or do you think that's the main difference in terms of where you guys are as a program?
Mindset, too. Our biggest mindset is, hey, go into every game like you're going to win the game. Can't nobody defeat you. You defeat yourself. I mean, looking back at the losses we have, I mean, we beat ourselves. It was great, it was great effort on the other team, but I mean, I just feel like we had a chance to really win those games, but we didn't finish, as we call it.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions on the line for Dom?
Yeah, hi, Dom. This is Nick Geranius of AP. Can you talk about what Gabe Marks brings to the receiver group that's special in any way?
He brings a fire. I mean, he always wants the ball. He's not selfish, but he knows that in order for the offense to move, we all got to do our job. So he pushes everybody. So by him wanting the ball more, makes everybody else want the ball. They see that, okay, once you make one person miss, you get 10, 15 yards. You know what I'm saying? He also teaches us, like different route type of running because he got shorter legs than me. So our strides are a little different. The way he comes back to the ball is a little different. So, I mean, I study off him. He studies off me, off vertical routes. I mean, it's just vice versa.
Thank you.
Other questions on the line for Dom? All right, and back in the room.
Don, was there anything different you saw from the Arizona State defense on that 75-yard touchdown than they showed you earlier in the game?
No, I don't know, man. I just made one guy miss and just ran. I mean, I was always told, whenever you get in open field, just run for your life. So that's just basically what I did.
Tom, you guys are 6-3, bowl eligible now. What does that mean to you?
To be honest, it doesn't really mean anything to me. I see one game at a time. I mean, I'm just looking forward to the next game.
Tom, the things you were saying earlier about the route running concepts in this offense and how it relates to or doesn't relate to the type of defense you're playing, can you kind of compare that to your first year here pre-Leach?
Well, the first year it was always set up for the big play. See what the defense is going to do, see what their tendencies is, and now it's just, okay, you're here for a reason. You're a great player. Make the play happen, No matter what they run, cover two, manned up inside. If you have a slant, I mean, we expect you to win. So it's more of an expectation thing now. Like, we practice it all the time against our defense who, granted, sometimes they do know our plays, but, you got to make it happen.
And in terms of just receiving technique, in terms of running and catching the ball, how much is that different from that first year?
A lot. I mean, I've been watching Victor Cruz now, Des Bryant, just people like that, old Jerry Rice clips of just different ways. There's 1,000 different ways you can get open. Stem inside, stem outside. But I mean, choose one, make it work.
And do you have a certain amount of freedom there in making that choice?
Oh yeah. Sometimes I like foot fire, like sideways, like do stuff like that. I mean, if it works, it works. I mean, that's the biggest thing with Leach.